Pull the string, pull the string!
Scoodly, wow, wow, wow.
Play area backstage.
The human brain contains 100 billion neurons. Each neuron is as powerful as a large computer, and each neuron has around 10,000 connections with other neurons within our foreheads.
M. Suggested for mature audiences. Parental discretion advised.
All these factors must be considered as we plan for the survival of our homes, our families, and our nation in the nuclear age.
Hello everyone, this is Andrea from Lacuna Coil, male vocalist, and we're here to talk about a new album, Dark Adrenaline. Right? Basically, it is our 6th album, and we've been recording it in Milan, in our hometown, with producer Don Gilmore. And we recorded all the music and all the instrumental parts in Milan for like a month, 4 weeks, in a very old vintage studio, and then we've been finishing the recording for the vocals and the final arrangement for the keyboards in Los Angeles in Don's studio in Tarzana, and that's about it. It's 12 songs, very mature songwriting. I think it's the best of the last 3 albums we've done. I see our career like split in circles of 3 albums. So the first 3 albums, I think Comalize was the most mature and the best one we've done. On the last 3 albums, I would say this one is the most complete because it features our signature sound from the past, as well as some more modern arrangement and some more different influences to the songs. So if you never check out Lacuna Coil, this is a good album to start because it's quite complete in the way we've been writing the lyrics and working the music as well. Yeah, the title Dark Adrenaline comes because we were looking for a title that could describe the 2 stronger elements of the album, of the music especially, which are the heaviness, the energy of some of the song, as well as the dark atmosphere of some others. And when we started the songwriting for the album, we were in a kind of a negative spot because of personal issues in our life. Some of the band members went through, normal stuff that happens every day, like you can split with your girlfriend or change your house, or you got a friend that passed away. So something negative, but not super negative. It's just that altogether on different persons in the band, it leads to a little negative mood, and we wanted to use this negativity instead of crawling into the negative spot. We tried to get out with a stronger outcome, which is the music for the album and the lyrics. So that's why we call it Dark Adrenaline, because it's something strong that comes out of the negative basically and turns into something actually positive. When we're on tour, it's always a little madness, especially in America, because we don't come very often. So every time we're here, we have to use every single day for promotion or acoustic sets. Even in the day offs, we've been doing on this tour some acoustic sets in music stores or little after-show parties. So there's a lot of promotional things to do, especially when the new album comes out. So I think that the most safe spot is your bunk when you're on tour. Is the fact that after all the crazy day and maybe some partying and at night, you can go in your bunk and lock yourself in, watch a movie or relax, or take a time for a chat home, call somebody home. That's the most intimate space you have on tour, the only intimate space you have on tour. But also the fact that you're doing something that you love so much, like playing music and touring, it's always very rewarding, and leads you to don't see all the negative aspect that you can have of touring, like sleeping on a tour bus every day or not going into your own restroom. You miss all the most basic things, but the fact that you're doing what you like, it pays off for all the sacrifice you might have to do, staying away and all the little stuff that it's not so easy to face. Also the time when me and Christina worked the lyrics for the songs, we focus a lot on our personal experiences. We don't like that much to talk about fantasy stories or something that is too far away from our reality. One thing that we have been catching our attention, other than the normal day-to-day life, has been the fact that, for example, in one of the songs called "Against You," we've been talking about the rioting that has been happening in North Africa, all the uprising that are very close to us because Italy is very close to North Africa. So all of those were big news for us, and all the fact that the people was actually taking the time to stand for their rights just because they've seen on the internet, they discover more freedom through the internet. It's been amazing the fact that somebody actually take the time to stand up for their rights, something that we don't do anymore in our Western civilized society, because we kind of have an average good life that even if it's not excellent, it's still good enough, you know. So nobody actually put this on display and try to change it. So it is important sometimes to do it, to stand for your rights. Maybe you don't have to start a riot. You know, you can do it also from the internal point of view, more from the inside of things. You know, you don't have to start a war. You know, we don't need that. But surely it's important that people start to think with their own mind and don't take everything that comes from the government, from the politics, or for the economy side, and, you know, don't take it for granted. Don't think that these people is there just to make our goods. You know, there's a lot to be very careful from these people, because they have big responsibilities, and that leads also to big corruption, big money, big, you know. So it's easy to take the wrong way. You know, so we have to watch them, and to be as much as we can on the news. You know, on the informations. My first real rock concert was Primus, actually. Primus on the very first European tour. They played in our hometown, a little club in Milan, and I remember I was a kid and I couldn't drink because I was underage, and so it was all these punk rockers and metalheads, all with tattoos, and it was something that was scary on one side, but also cool on the other side. That makes me fall in love with the alternative lifestyle. And from that day, I would maybe also because I grew up in late 70s where there was a lot of rock and roll going on. I remember all my friends were wearing like the Kiss T-shirt or Iron Maiden, so it was a good time to grow up as a rockhead. You know, I grew up as a metal and rock fan because all of my friends, all the biggest friends, all the oldest friends, they were listening to this music. So the environment and the concert were the main thing, you know. So I grew up going to shows every week and every possible situation, from the squats to the big arenas concerts. No, never. I never thought we could make it even as a professional band, because when we started, me and Marco, the bass player, we started the band because we were skateboarders, and in the free time we were staying home playing cover songs of Iron Maiden and Black Flag and Chili Peppers and Pantera, all the bands that we grew up with. So it was just an hobby, and we never thought we could be a profession. So especially coming from Milano, Italy, you know, it's not very common to make a career in the rock metal industry. So we basically started as a hobby and then grow older and went more into the music and a little less into the sports. So we focused more in the music, and then we formed the band. But even when we signed the deal in '97, when Lacuna Coil was born, we never thought one day we could have been an international band that can charts in America or in Canada or tour in India or in Australia and Japan. I mean, we never thought it would have been possible for us, because music for us was just our passion. It's not that we've been, you know, learning all our life to then become a professional musician. It's not our path. We're just music lover. We just have passion for music, and what we do with the band is just expressing our love for music, and that's it. It's not about being professional, you know, even if we have to, you know, to be professional. Yeah, the fact that we're from Italy and we're the only band that you can recall from Italy in metal and rock that made some success over here, that been played in the radios or enter the Billboard charts, is the reality of the metal scene in Italy. Metal is there, exists, it has always been there. There are metal pubs, there are clubs where you can play, but the scene is very underground. There's no attention whatsoever from the media to metal. The bands that are big here are big also in Europe and in Italy too. You know, so Metallica will never have a problem to pull an arena crowd, but They might come for a underground show with like 300-400 people, but never make it big, you know. And it's the same for Italian bands. There are a lot of Italian bands, all kind of metal, of good and bad, good quality, bad quality. But the problem is that there's no way they can make a career. We are the only band who made a career, or one of the few bands that made a career out of it, you know, and had the chance to tour, to learn. And it's very basic that you tour, that you work with producers, that you enter studios, that you meet people to understand how these things works, and how you can learn to make the band a professional band. Not only the way you play, you know, to play you just need to practice and you can play, but then you need to learn all of the 360 degrees business that is around the band, you know, the management. Yeah, I mean, we are doing more meetings to pay taxes or to see how we can make an income for the band than what we do for music, because it is the reality is your job, so it's your company, and you have to think about it every day, not only when you write a song or when you go on stage. You know? I mean, I think it's cool if people will still recognize Lacuna Coil as a unique band with a unique sound. That's the most important thing. I think we've been able to move away from being a band that comes from the gothic metal scene, which we totally were when we started, and try to sound like our favorites band, like Typo Negative or Paradise Lost or all those early 90s gothic metal bands, and being able to develop a personal style that I think today we have, you know. And I think today you can recognize one of our songs because it's Lacuna Coil songs, because it includes either the goth metal from the beginning, but also something more, some more from other kind of music as well. So it's important to me that we've been recognized as a unique band with a unique sound. That's the most important thing. Then we can be whatever. I mean, you can sell 1 million copies, you can sell 10 million, but then it's not that important in the end of the day. It's important that we've been able to do what we like and to develop our own personal styles. Okay, I'm gonna start from the Italian scene. Like, I think there are a lot of good bands, interesting bands. Even if, as I said before, there are not that many chances for them to develop a proper career, a proper sound, because they don't have time to go in the studio and record with producers, with people that can bring them to another level as musician, as songwriter, especially, which is the hardest thing. And basically, if you want to, I can say a name of a band that has been opening for us on the Italian shows recently. It's called Cain, Cayen, and no, sorry, Ene, sorry, Yne, and Cayne. And they're a mix of rock metal with a lot of different influences. They're great musicians, very talented. Some of them also being classic musicians, and they have electric violins. It's kind of a progressive metal rock, but very catchy. And then I could say another one, which is called Dope Stars Inc., which is an industrial glam kind of band, and it's pretty interesting. And they have a deal with an European label, so that you can find their stuff also over here on iTunes and stuff like that. So here is my interview. I'm Andrea from Lacuna Coil, and you are on Bay Area Backstage. Rock on.
We are in retreat.
Destroy the humanoid. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Yo, intruder, man,